Good. So welcome everybody to our last session of our regular series, the CEE Swiss Impulse Sessions that we founded about 4 years ago. The regular amongst you, well, my name is Oliver Bertschinger. I'm the President and Managing Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Switzerland, Central Eastern Europe, and I am your host. And well, for the ones who have done this before, the reason we once were inventing this together with the 13 bilateral Swiss Chambers of Commerce in the region was we wanted to have some kind of a TEDx talk about inspiring topics that might affect people that are active between Switzerland and any of those 17 Central Eastern European countries. And we've had very interesting, line of speakers and topics. And like last year, really the topic of AI emerged. And of course, AI is the game changer of our times, and it will keep us very busy. And but today, I'm really happy that with Balz Zürrer, we have somebody that is really going to tell us a little bit how, he was able to apply it to his home company. And I think most people that I know that have companies are thinking exactly the same way. How can I leverage AI in a good way to profit from it and to make the company stronger? So I will talk about Balz just in a minute. I wanted to also, as usual, share very briefly my presentation. And again, it's a joint initiative, and I'm really proud about that we are doing this together with the 13 bilateral chambers of commerce in the region. These are organizations that are trying to really do much to improve the relationships between Switzerland and their respective country. So if you are in any of those countries, please check them out. You will also receive an email with all the information after this webinar sometime next week, probably, with all the addresses of these partner organizations. So please check them out, what they are doing. Now, in terms of administration, you are on mute. You also don't have video. Oh, that's another one. Sorry, forget about the breakout rooms. So I will just talk about this so you're not getting confused. I've copied, unfortunately, a very special webinar we did in October. But anyway, you guys are on mute. If you have questions, please use the chat function. And we will answer them as we go along or at the end. You will also receive the presentation after this, and you can rewatch the session on YouTube. And as a last information, I just wanted to mention our next upcoming webinars in the new year. So as usual, we start with an economic outlook for Switzerland and Central Eastern Europe on the 10th of February with ZKB. And in March, we're going to have a look at the future of mobility. This time, a little bit looking at, is it going to be hydrogen power, or is it going to be electric cars, or what is it going to be? So anyway, with that, I stop and I move over to introduce our today's speaker. Balz Zürrer is an AI thought leader like me at old age. As some people know, I also have an AI consultancy. And I guess Balz and I, we are probably the same age. And so it's good that, there's a technology out there that, you can really, really still control. But apart from me, Balz is actually an IT crack. So he has been a CEO and founder of Online Group, and he has been driving international growth across Switzerland, Germany, and Poland over almost 30 years now. With his degree from ETH and the University of St. Gallen, he combines engineering expertise with strategic vision. So over the last 3 decades, he has led successful digital transformations, and he really has had the whole digital transformation period. I think when I started 30 years ago, IT looked a lot different than today. So that's really interesting. All across Europe, and he was able to build strong partnerships connecting business, academia, and innovation. He's recognized as a pragmatic leader, curious for emerging technologies, and able to turn complex change into measurable business value, like now in AI first. So, Balz, many thanks for being here, and the floor is yours.
So, thank you, Oliver, for the friendly introduction. End of last September, we were sitting in Schruns, a beautiful little holiday village with our leadership team. We go there every year for a leadership retreat. And we looked at our KPIs and realized we will have best every year. Since 30 years, we will have the best every year in 25. And on the same day, I got a message from a CEO of a bigger IT company I know. And he said, oh, we follow a bit what you do. We think you do quite well. We like our strategy. Can we meet with you, with the whole management team, to learn how you do it? And I think for all of you who have the responsibility for a company or for a team, that's a moment you never forget. And that's like a big satisfaction after years of doubts, of working, of trying, of thinking about what to do. So we are very happy about that. I'm happy to take a bit in a reflection through this whole process. It should be a very humble and honest. So what worked? Where do we mess up? What did we learn? And yeah, thanks for listening and thanks for your time. So where is my screen? Who is online? We are a company, we are building digital solutions people love. That's our promise to customers. The big idea is that if the people like what we do, if they like the solution we build, it's not this IT you hate and you don't know how to work with it. We get more contracts because people talk about it and they talk about it with their friends, so we get more contracts. The company likes it, they get more efficiency, so we get more contracts from them. What we do in the core is we are based on the Microsoft Cloud. So we do AI and digitalization very close together. We believe this end-to-end workflows with AI power is the way to go. We are very proud of, we get more than 30 customers every year. That's for me the main KPI. That's this product market fit. What we as a service company offer to the market is what our customers want. And that's my most important KPI if you are successful in doing that. We're a bit more than 70 experts. I'm now in Poland, in Wrocław. We have half of the companies here in Wrocław, half of the companies in Switzerland, in Zurich and in Wiel. And we have a sales office in Germany. So the idea behind that is if a Swiss SMB wants to talk in Swiss German with a consultant, we can sit at the table, we can talk with him. If an international company wants like a team of 5 developing a new software or running their whole cloud worldwide, we can give them a team of 5 experts here in Poland. So this hybrid delivery. My name is Balz Zürrer. If you want to chat about AI or about how to change a company into AI first, just connect on LinkedIn, and I like to share. I'm very open with what we do good and what went wrong. Very happy to share, just connect. So where did we start? In summer 22, we realized we are a 27-year-old company. There was a bit of dust in the corners. Yes, you do the things you do, you have your customers you like, you do what you do, but realized we want to become a sexy IT company. So we went into a refresh. The start was a rebranding. Core spark was Marco. He's now CEO Switzerland of our company. He told me when he joined the company, I joined the company because I know you, I trust you and your management team. I would have never applied at this company because your brand is so old-fashioned, your website is so boring. So we said, fair enough, do it better. And he made a project to refresh our brand. You see here a bit the result. We don't want to be this boring IT company with all the guys sitting in their suits and white shirts and look the same. We are people. At the end, it's a trust business. So all of our team members have a professional photo shooting, and they can go there however they like, and they love these pictures. I think it's one of the little signs to say, yes, people are important for us. We prove that with investing in good photos. The core, I think when I look back, one of the biggest things when you go into such a refresh is also, am I risking my company? Because if you change too hard and the customers don't change with you, you have an existing customers, you do well, you risk your company. How will the team react? And that's big questions that go through your mind and you go through that process. To be honest, now it looks very streamlined and very simple and very logical. There was a lot of doubt. There were sleepless nights. There were millions of ideas what we could do and what we couldn't do. So what you now see, to be humble, we make the slides now at the end of the process that shows what we have done. It's more storytelling than a full clear plan. So a lot of pivots and learning on the way. When we say about AI first, we call ourselves an AI first company. I got here a definition for you. In the core, we love AI. We believe AI can help us to be more efficient. We like this idea that all of us have a PhD in everything: strategy, software architecture, consulting, support at our fingertips. And that helps us to be more efficient, to not do boring things. And we believe that AI can help us to build better solutions that our customers love. I think that's a contrast to a lot of discussions you see in social media that AI is dangerous, all the data will go somewhere to China, and AI will take over the world. This positive mindset, yes, it's respectful, yes, it's trustful, yes, it's safe, but we are positive for AI. That's this AI first definition for us. When you think about refreshing a company, you talk about a new strategy or a change of strategy. So the first question is, when you go into that, what's our goal? What's our aspiration? And when you like to read about strategy or watch YouTube's Google for Roger Martin, he says, play to win. So we have to define what's winning, what's our aspiration to win. And it's simple. We want to be a leading AI-first digital transformation company for our customers. We want to be very attractive for talents. We want to have the best people, and we want to bring them into our company because they think that's cool projects, good technology, I like the innovation, and they have a good team spirit. And we want to be financially successful. We want to grow above IT market, and we want to have a higher EBIT than other service companies. So that's quite generic. The next question, I think in every strategy process, is the hard one. When you pivot your company into a new direction, you have to pivot in a direction, you need years to do that. Where will our customers be there? Where will our future customers be? And at the end, the key questions, where will our future customers invest their money? And why should they give it to us? I think it's even hard when you have traditional business, but when you go into AI, where, to be honest, nobody knows what happens in 3 months, what's around the corner from OpenAI, Gemini, Microsoft, and all the players, it's not easy to say what comes from technology. On top is we have a tradition to not be really good with that. The company was founded when internet came. So in the beginning, nobody had email 30 years ago. And we made a bold business plan. We said 30% of the companies will have email. Totally messed it up, even if it looked quite big. Now everybody has 1 or 2 email addresses. So the big bet, I think also mental thinking is, where will our customers go and what do we have to do to be where our customers will be in the future, and why are we the preferred partner for them in the future? So what did we do? The basic assumption is, also a bit looking back and looking forward, in the first years, it's digitalization with AI support. You have a traditional workflow on the Microsoft Cloud with Teams, with SharePoint, with an ERP in the backend, and you can bring in AI to help, to make it better, to make a better user interface with a chatbot, or to like crunch a lot of data, make offers transparent, or etc. The next phase we see that's coming now, that's this agentic enterprise. I think nowadays everybody knows ChatGPT, what you can do with it. The next level is that the agent does the work and we become agent bosses. So I have a bunch of agents doing my job and I'm just orchestrating the agents. So I have to teach the agents what to do. I have to clean up if an agent is doing something wrong. I have to kick out an agent if he is not doing his job properly. I have to bring in new agents. So my role is totally changing. That's a big topic that will come now. It's called agentic enterprise, or Microsoft calls it the frontier firm. What's in the future? This idea of this artificial general intelligence, so AI is better than we are. To be honest, we don't know, but we believe it's in a few years. It's not here yet. It will take quite a time to do that. What are the challenges and the needs of these customers that go on this journey? I think the first big point is complexity. When I talk with our customers, they already are now in this whole transformation to cloud and digitalization. They have a lot of complexity, so they need help with that to manage this whole complexity. The second point is data quality. Now you have a guy who has 20 years of experience to run a service process. He knows everything about products and people. If an agent should take over that role, the agent has to know what he knows. So you need a good data quality as a base. You cannot just say, oh, that's in the brain of Peter, who is here since 20 years and nobody can do what he can. The third point we believe is trust in AI. I see it especially when I talk with German companies or when I follow the German news. AI has a trust problem at the moment. AI is dangerous. It will take my job. I have to change things because of AI. Is my company still relevant in the future, or is just an agent doing what my whole company is? I think that's big questions. So trusting AI is a big topic. And at the end, with all new technology, it's about change and adoption. If I hand over my job to an agent, I'm just orchestrating the agent, I change my job. So that's how do I handle that? The result is simple. You need experts you trust, and you need experts where you believe that they will increase your ROI, your return on invest, because in business, it's at the end about top line or bottom line, so to improve your company. What's our reaction to that? Why is online the preferred partner in the future for all these companies? We have a strong focus on return on invest. You read these stories, 95% of the AI projects fail. We are the 5%. We have to be a thought leader. Our customers don't understand what's AI. That's okay, because that's why they need us. So we want to be leading. We want to be a thought leader. We have to show this AI first mindset. We have to show that it's successful, and we have to walk the talk and embed AI in every of our own processes. We need top people, because you need somebody you trust, somebody who can manage the complexity, and somebody who once said, oh, sorry, I don't know that. I have to ask a partner or a friend or whatever, a colleague. And AI is big and complex, so we need a good ecosystem of partners. We are very close to Microsoft. We have good relations with universities, and we have consultants that help us to embed AI in the processes of our customers. The milestones of our AI journey, I think a big point is also we had luck, because we started the process in summer 22, and then in November was this ChatGPT moment, and ChatGPT came and everybody thought like, wow, suddenly AI makes sense and helps me. So we started our strategy process, and then the wave came, and we are really lucky to ride this AI wave. In January 23, I declared myself on LinkedIn as the AI supported CEO. that created rising eyebrows. There is AI, we don't trust it, makes mistake, and you're supported by AO. Started a lot of discussions. We had then a board meeting in March 23 where we discussed about AI. Should we go into AI full, put that on top of our digitalization or not? And then Peter Sani, our board member, said, a simple question. Do you think we get more good, talented people if we go into AI? The answer is clear, yes. Do you think the company value will be higher with AI or without AI? Answer is clear, yes. So he said, okay, we made the decision to go now, let's talk how we do it. That was like the spark that gave us the kick to have the courage to go into AI. One of our first decisions was that we gave everybody Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT, the Save Team Edition. We said, you can have it, but you have to ask for it. And they didn't just push it on their screens. We just said, go to IT, ask for it, and you will get it. I will tell you later why. We quite soon had then the first AI project. Our existing customers reacted quite good. So they said, oh, help me here with AI. We do a chatbot here, whatever. The first pivot was in 23 when we learned we have to go all in. We have to build an AI core. We have to bring in AI into our whole company. It's not a separate AI little unit that does AI. AI has to be in every project, in every team, from business operations to support, to finance, to software development, to consulting. Everybody has to go to AI. That was a pivot that was important, I think, key to our success. We had a good, really inspiring cooperation with a startup from San Francisco. We talked with Lucas, the founder, quite often. He's on the other side of the road of OpenAI. And he helped us with some inputs like all the startups in the US that have a funding, so that have money, are on the Microsoft AI platform. For us, tick, we are on the right path. And he helped us also on the technology side, like customer has a little use case. He can tell us, oh, that works, that doesn't work, do it like that. So he brought us experience and knowledge in it. The first trust proof was when ENOS, that's a public funding for innovation, started to support our projects. They said, okay, when you have a little SMB that wants to go into AI, we help with money. So the SMB has to bring money a quarter, and they add up the 3 quarters. So they helped us to make projects. End of 24, we had 25 AI projects. To be honest, it's now hard for us to say which one is an AI project and which one is not an AI project, because AI, as I said, is going into every project. We try to bring in AI everywhere, so it helps with steps in a digitalization project. In March this year, I declared AI First CEO. So this term AI First that I put on the slide in the beginning, in reality came up in March this year. We tried to give it a very positive connotation. There's also negative buzz around it in the news. Companies just say, we go AI first, so we can let go 300 people. For us, AI First is very positive. It helps us to become a better company and to do better jobs for our customers. August this year, we had 33 new customers. I said our goal is 30. That's a high goal for us. We already reached it in August this year, so we get traction on the market. I often get the question, how did you make the communication and change management? One key, I think, is we never trained people how to prompt. Because we say, if you want to work in our company, go to LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever, and learn that stuff there. There is a YouTube video which exactly explains you what you want to know. What we did, we communicated often. I have a Friday mail. Every Friday I send a mail to the team, which often was into AI. Where do we go? What did we achieve, etc. We have an internal Teams channel. And for me, the proof that it works is when on the weekend something pops up, a new model comes. GPT-5 is now out. The Teams channel starts to buzz and people are talking in it. So people are engaged and they think on the weekend about what to do with AI. We communicate often on LinkedIn. For us, LinkedIn is the key path to communicate to our customers. And we celebrate every little win, every little new customer we have because of AI. Even if the customer says, I want to do AI with you, and at the end we avoid that he has to print his invoices and sign them manually. If it's just a simple digitalization project, we've celebrated that AI helped us to win a new customer. The biggest asset for an IT service company is the team, our talents, because our customers work very closely with these teams, and if they are good and friendly and do a good job, people love us and the project is good. If that doesn't work, the whole project doesn't work. And we make every year this Great Place to Work survey. That's a professional research-based survey. And in May this year, 97% of us said, all in all, I can say that this is a very good place to work. So my doubts in the beginning, what will the team say to that whole change? We made a big change. We changed projects, we changed teams. People said at the end, that's a great company. So people are positive towards the change we have made. What are our wins? I think when I look at our processes, we're a service company, IT service company, so software development is a big part of our business. Software development is, I think, the area which AI has made a big progress. Nowadays, you don't code anymore. You have agents that do your job. So in a new AI-based project, the software developer is sending an agent to make a front end. He's sending an agent to check the security of the code. He's sending an agent to implement some unit tests in the code. So this agentic world already arrived in software development. The challenge is a developer that likes to code, I like to code, and I hate it to fix the code of somebody else who messed it up, now has to orchestrate his agents, and he has to fix the code that the agent makes. Sometimes these agents behave like very inexperienced junior software developers. So they say, okay, I've done the job. You look at it, doesn't work. And you say to the agent, hey, it doesn't work. Oh, sorry, yeah, I fix it. I will come back. It's just a little mistake. So you have to change role. And we are happy that that change happened. We did it. So we now deliver wipe-coded solutions to our customers. We can deliver more functionality with less money. It's accepted that wipe coding is strong for us. We use AI agents in all our software processes, so that arrived and we were able to make that change. Customers reacted very positive. So newer customers, I've shown you the numbers, but also existing customers. When you pivot, when you make a change in your strategy, as a CEO, you think, oh shit, what will my best customer tell me? But all the customers are positive. They like that we are innovative. They like that we are leading in AI. So just thumbs up from all our customers. What we did at the same time, we changed to a very modern sales approach. We don't just knock on doors and say buy, buy, buy. It's a thought leadership approach. So we create leads by our activities. So we have webinars. In the old days, we had webinars with 30 to 50 people. Now we have 500 to 800 people. I can present here my company. I wouldn't be here if we wouldn't have gone to this AI first strategy. So talking about AI, giving knowledge to the market, telling the market what we do, what we learn, what we messed up, works and creates really leads. We have a good network with academia and partner. One example is I co-founded the AI Club of the alumni of the University of St. Gallen, a very business university, perhaps also signal it's a business university, it's not a tech university. So it's the biggest AI club in Switzerland now, where we talk about how can AI help the business. Financially, this year will be our best ever year. After all the investment, all the change we went through, I think it's a big thing to say it's also financially worked out, and we are really happy about it. It's also energizing. You have the guts to change, you change, and the feedback is from customers, from the money side, and from the team. It's good. What we were also lucky, I think we are traditionally a Microsoft shop. I still believe when a customer has a footprint in the Microsoft cloud world, has Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, Microsoft is the leading platform for that, as an AI platform, and the large language model is just one of the things you can change. So in our projects, we normally start with a strong open AI model just to have all the features, and then we change, we optimize cost and performance, and then we go to other models. So Microsoft gives you a platform to orchestrate that, and you just can plug in the LLM you need. An important idea, I think, is when you talk about success of AI in a company, we believe in this AI core. AI core means that you integrate AI in all your business processes, in all your teams, not just a unit out there, 3 guys in a corner that do AI. The core idea is AI has to help the business. So the lead has to come from business. So the most important element in this AI core is people. People that have the market knowledge, they know the processes, and they have the knowledge about AI skills. So how can AI help us on this market, with these customers, with these processes? So it's not the data scientist who has 3 gigabytes of data where he's meddling through. It's a business guy that knows how AI can help and how to integrate that. The second important point is if you want to hand over a process to an agent, the agent has to know what you want to do, and he has to have access to your company data. So the agent has to be trustful, because you don't want to give an agent a not trusted agent your data. So you have to ground your AI in your company data. You have to implement a backend where you can just dock in your ERP, your CRM, and your files. And at the end, yes, you need an AI technology, but that should be an AI technology, not just a chatbot. It should be an AI technology that helps you to run your workflows end to end. So how to improve, what's our new sales process? How is our new software development process? What's our new customer service project? And the AI has to help to run that process. We base everything we do here on security and trust. I think that's a no-brainer. If you have your data in it, if you have the customer data in it, you have to base it on something that is trustful. Sometimes I see, we have AI, but we are not allowed to use customer data with it. And I think, okay, that's useless, because if you want to run a process, you have to run it with customer data and with your knowledge. So we base it on our ISO 27001 framework, that's information security. The AI we use is safe and trustful. Where did we mess up? First, we had this separate AI unit that should develop AI. It did not work, so we had to change our model to this AI core. I think that's one of the biggest learnings we have, that we have to do that. On the team side, we lost a few team members. I told you that people had to ask for the ChatGPT, ask for Microsoft Copilot. And the group of people that left the company or that we had to let go correlates very strong with the people that didn't want to have a chatbot or ChatGPT. For us as a company that is very focused on people, that was a hard process. But at the end, I think it's the only thing that was right. We are really into AI. And if somebody is not into AI, we are just the wrong place for him. And it's then the right thing to say, okay, go to another company where you find an environment that fits to your ideas. A funny story is our internal bot. We said, okay, walk the talk. We make a bot for us. We were in the ISO certification. The bot first helped me to find that we had a problem in the documents. I asked, what's our password policy? And the bot said it's 8 characters. I said, sorry, it's not 8, it's 12. So we had a password policy in 2 documents. That was a mistake, so the bot helped to find that mistake. Then we rolled that bot out to everybody. So if the auditor comes and asks you a question, you can ask the bot what to do. And when we looked then at the statistics, nobody used the bot. In the beginning, it was a little spark. Everybody tried it once, and then it was gone. So that's what we learned. A surprise on the way, I think, was not a fail. You have, when you develop AI software, you have to base in the Microsoft ecosystem on tools and architecture. So we were on a path on that, and then Microsoft Inspire came one autumn, and we realized, okay, the path you're on is not the path that Microsoft wants to go. They brought a whole new set of tools, Azure AI Foundry, and we realized, okay, we have to change from our old setup to the new architecture. And you know, the new architecture is very young, so we have to live with a few bugs. And you realize, okay, we invested in projects already, man-months of hours to do that, and you cannot ask the customer to pay for that. So you just have to swallow that and put it on the heap of learning on the investment into AI to do that. That's the summary of what we learned from the actual view today, what we think. I think the most important point, and I really believe in that, go for this AI core. Integrate AI in all your business units, in all your processes, in all your teams. It's not something on the side where you can, okay, I have there the AI guy or the AI team, and lead by market processes and then bring in the technology. It's not about the cool technology and let's see where we find the use case. It's the other way around. That's key, and roll it out in your whole company. The levels of benefits, I always see it in 3 levels when I talk with customers. First is personal productivity. Give people a trustful, safe chatbot. Give them ChatGPT in a team, in a paid version. Give them Microsoft Copilot so they have the integration in all your business data. People want that. If you don't do that, I think you create a shadow IT, because people will use AI, if you like it or not. They then have DeepSeek from China on their phones or whatever, and then your business data is there. That's, I think, a bad decision. If you think about, oh, that's too expensive, in the Microsoft world, you can have the web chatbot that's included in your Microsoft subscription, that it's not expensive. But if you believe that AI helps, give them the paid version, because if people do a better job, that just helps you. Then the next level is improved processes. That's like the digitalization with the boost of AI. So how can we like make a sales process better? How can we make a backend process better with the help of AI? Think more than just agents. Like, where can AI sort data before you look at it? Like, you get a lot of requests from customers. Where should I make an offer? Especially when you're in a tender-based business. So that's digitalization, where you get the boost from AI. The biggest thing and the most promising thing is where I love to talk about that with customers, is when you can change your offering to the market, when you can become a better company outside, bring more value to your customers. For us, this is vibe coding, so we can deliver more value to customers with less money, or we can, in our special case, help customers with AI consultings, AI workshops, AI trainings, etc. So think about where you can, in your company, bring new offerings to the market based on AI in your domain with your environment you already have. Safety is a big topic. You hear a lot about it. We believe and we trust that Microsoft Copilot and Azure AI and ChatGPT teams are safe. There is a good Swiss lawyer, Fischer lawyers in Zurich, and they investigated the whole legal framework around it, and they say you can use that framework for your data, and the legal framework is okay if you go into that area. If if you don't give the people, they just go on any little bot they have on their phones, and then you have a problem. To summarize, what's the biggest benefits of AI for us? I think just the tangible biggest benefit is software development. Depending on what we do, what's the code base behind, how much legacy do we have in the code, it's between, I would say, 20 to 60% just for the software development part. Not for the business requirement, that we also can help with AI, not for the testing and security, but the pure coding part, really, that's different than in the old days. I believe the personal productivity changed. We use AI every day. Everything is AI-based. And what you also see is that all the products you use bring in AI. The CRM makes a summary of your opportunity where you talk with customers in a little window where it just goes through all the stream of information that helps you to be faster. So all the tools bring AI. I think AI helps us there. For us as a service company, I think being an attractive employer where people knock on the door and say, I think you're a cool company because you do AI, I think that's one of our biggest benefits, I think that's unmeasurable. We are really proud of the whole AI journey. We still believe we are ahead of our competitors. Sometimes we're also ahead of our customers. And what we believe, AI is very fast. So every month we started earlier helps us to stay ahead. I think AI is not an area you could say, okay, wait 2 years and then I start the process and then just invest a bit more. I believe AI is a clear path. AI is innovating very fast. So you have to take your company on this development and you have to be ahead of the pack if you want to lead that. What's the scenarios for the future? I told you in the beginning, strategy is a bet, a guess on the future. Our base scenario is that digitalization and of processes with AI will grow fast. This whole agentic, non-agentic workflow in the Microsoft world, I think we are best positioned for that. We are leading, we have the use cases, we have the team to do that. We can show that it works. The one scenario is this artificial general intelligence. So AI is better than us. I don't know what happens then, to be honest. I know it's not today, it will be in a few years or in 10 years or 20 years, I don't know. But I think our team is best prepared for that because we have this AI first thinking. There's a lot of talk about the AI bubble bursting. Yes, valuations of the AI companies are really, really high. I think the key question is, does AI really bring benefits? And we see real benefits. Software development is different now than 2 years ago. That's a big change. That will not just go away. I guess the valuations will correct, but I don't think that just the bubble will burst and disappear. And if it would, traditional digitalization on the Microsoft Cloud will stay. So I don't believe in this scenario, but I think we're also ready for that scenario. So that was it. Thanks for listening. I think we now should go into the Q&A. If you have questions, please put it in this Q&A or in the chat window.
Exactly. Thank you, Balz, for this overview. First question from my side. Now, since AI is changing so quickly, how do you keep everybody on the same level in the company?
AI is integrated in our company. So every project, I closed the presentation, sorry. Every project has AI. We talk about AI projects, AI successes we have. I think that's just, that just happens. I think you cannot get rid of it anymore. Good question, but is how do we stay ahead in the future? I think we have our little niche, Microsoft Cloud, digitalization. I think we just have to dig in, do good projects, win a lot of customers, do amazing projects, and then it happens and have a team that believes in it.
But do you have some kind of a, I mean, what I feel when we do, I also started over 2.5 years ago doing AI consulting, and it's been interesting to see, you know, how the you know, the experience of the people changed, how the technology changed, how the use cases are solved in a different way. And it's a little bit what you could do with like a Kaizen approach internally as well. You know, when you're saying, well, listen, guys, we could internal meeting now, how we transcribe them, how we do the, I don't know, these little things. Do you got any, you know, since you're an internal AI first company, you kind of like have some exchange of, you know, hey, I learned this new trick, or Microsoft Copilot can do this now, and everybody, I don't know, it's or is everybody just, I don't know,
What we do
using
is,
it?
Microsoft had this Ignite again this year, so there was a lot of news. They always use it to bring the news, and then we make a webinar about what's the news in AI from Microsoft. So we push ourselves to shortly present after Ignite in Swiss, German, or in German, what's the news. So we have to learn, you have to dig into it. But I think it's a mindset area idea. If you have a team that is really committed to AI, they just do it because it's amazing, it's interesting, it helps me. So I think it just happens naturally. But I think that's the advantage of a service IT company, because we are not a production company or whatever. So that's just naturally. I think the complexity is bigger if you are not if IT is not your core business. I think then you have to think more about it. But again, bringing this AI core into your company. So in each business unit, in each team, AI has to be, and keep it going, learn, create real benefit, and then see what happens.
Okay, we have a question of Christoph. Does your company do general AI project, or does it focus on Gen AI? In the case of the latter, have you seen fully agentic solutions be deployed, or are AI workflows still dominating?
Full agentic, I think software development is agentic now. In the rest, it's starting, agentic is starting. We just do Gen AI. We don't do this traditional, we call it old-fashioned machine learning. To be honest, we don't have the skills for that. We don't have the data scientists that can dig into millions of IoT data and try to learn something from it. We are full on Gen AI.
Where in your internal processes now did you see, I don't know, the biggest gain? If you said, you know, if you walk into a company now, apart from that, everybody should integrate it and work on, give them something and let them work on, I don't know, give them Copilot, and then everybody uses it to increase personal productivity. But let's say in teamwork or internal processes, where is your low-hanging fruit that you would say people should focus on?
But coding, I already said, internally, I think you have to, people have to get this bug that AI helps me. Like, my wife is amazing. She just does everything with AI. She does even more with AI than I do. So if people do that, then it's just naturally happen. If you have a challenge on your table, like a question, first you ask the AI about it. Make me a deep research on blah, 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 blah. And you have a 5-pager which explains you what to do. And then you can start on that level. You don't have to start by Googling on something. I see some questions also in the chat. Do you see that, Oliver?
Yeah, Uli Schwendimann, welcome, Uli. In your practice, Uli Schwendimann from the Swiss Chamber Poland asks, in your practice, do you see industry sectors more reluctant to use AI than others? If yes, what may be the reasons?
Good question. I think in Switzerland, the whole production business does not invest a lot, but I think that's not because of AI, that's because they have other sorrows at the moment. So that's a bit of something that's hesitate in that. No, I see like service business, I see NGOs. I think it's really wide where people go. I don't see an industry sector that doesn't go. It's also against my thinking that AI is just for one sector. It's wide. It goes for everything.
But interesting question too. Now, since you oversee like those three territories, Germany, Switzerland, and Poland, one would think that maybe Germany is a bit more reluctant to as you mentioned, also a little bit than Switzerland, and both are less than Poland. Is that also your perception, or?
I see Germany very critical. I talked with somebody who lived in Germany. He said Germany was like not very good in digitalization, and now they hate AI. That was a very hard. It was not me. Somebody told me that. But when you read a bit the buzz in the news, all this AI is dangerous, and it has to be all on a German cloud. I think Germany is very low on the adoption, in my perception, but that's just a very limited perception. Poland and Switzerland, I see a bit on the same level. I think we go. Yeah. I think, in my view, Switzerland has to go. Switzerland is a knowledge company. We don't have some mining business or whatever. So we have to. Our future is knowledge. So we have to go into AI. I think that's, in my thinking, very key to that.
Yeah, I think we of course have this fantastic, I don't know, center of competence being built all over Switzerland, which many people could look at to be one ecosystem. But if you look at a little bit smaller, what is happening in Switzerland is crazy. In Zurich, in the Zurich area, with all those leaders coming together with the schools. So really, I think there will also be innovation happening. As we were, you were at the IT event, and where we had the head of. So just for the others, we had an IT event about a week ago, and we had the head of the IBM Research Center in Zurich, and he was saying that, with quantum computing and AI together, things will go real crazy, and they need new encryption models. And 3 of those 4 encryption models that are quantum safe were developed in Zurich. So it's kind of like also innovation happening. So what we are quite proud about. I think there's another question here.
Yeah, but sorry if I interrupt, but
yeah,
it
please.
should also be pushed by Swiss companies, not just by the big techs from the US. I think let's be proud we can do it ourselves. So it should be also Swiss innovation, not just everything coming from Silicon Valley or from China.
Yeah, this is. Let's fight back here a bit. But second question from Christoph: since you are focusing on AI workflows, how do you handle prompt management? What are the metrics that are the most important to you when you decide whether to switch to a new prompt or no? Prompt management. Do you have that? You have a prompt management.
Prompt management.
Well, maybe meaning that everybody's sharing same prompts in workflows.
We don't do a big prompt management. There's this Teams channel where we just share things. I think prompting is, in my view, a bit overrated. If you get the idea, you just do it naturally. You just give context, and then you see the result of the AI. What we learned is testing in AI project is much more complex than a traditional project. If you have an ERP, you put in 1 + 1 = 2. So in voice, 1 + 1 = 2. You can check it, and it will be always the same. You can write a test case against it. When you have an AI system, you ask it today, and tomorrow you get a different answer. So you test it, and the answer is right. Tomorrow, the CEO of the company, of the customer tests it, he gets a wrong answer. And then 2 days later, the model is changing, and you get, again, other answers. So what we learned is that you have to you need more effort to test these solutions, and you have to learn how to test it. What we do, we ask the customer, okay, we do that and that agentic for you. Tell us what should be the question you give the model, and what should be the answer. And then we compare with AI, is the answer the same as the customer told us? And we build testing solutions in it. So then, let's say OpenAI is retiring one model and a new model comes. You have to go. There's no other way than go to the new model. How do you make sure that with the new model, your workflow still works properly? How do you have to change the prompt flow? What do you have to change in the system? But the most important question, how do you measure the quality of an AI solution? We learned a lot in that area. I think that's something that's it's hard because, as I said, it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's like you ask that and you get a question. Today it's different and tomorrow it's different. I think that's a big area where we also think AI doesn't help yet that much.
So we have an interesting question from Vitaly, and it reflects a bit the way we look at things, that you say, you can train people on the usage of AI on a personal level to increase the personal productivity, but on the second level, you teach them how to use it within their, corporate functions that they use. And Balz, how is your company supporting operations, use cases across corporate functions? You could say marketing, HR, finance. How do you do that to help them go into an AI first model?
We start with this discovery workshops where we try to find where the use cases in that specific company that you can take to AI and create a benefit, and where do we have the base to do that. Like when you say, okay, we have an amazing use case, but we have to access data in the ERP, and the ERP data is messy, we cannot do that, and it's expensive to access the data, and legal problems, etc. Plus then we go to another use case. So this discovery workshop shows us where the use cases where this low-hanging fruit, we go fast and we can show, and the company can learn AI helps us, not just a weird little thing that IT made down in the cellar. So that's, I think, when you look at the use cases, marketing, sales, customer support, software development, that are the processes where you have the fastest benefits. When you go like, let's say in sales, we have one really nice use case. A customer is depending on tenders. So the hospital sends him a tender, medtech company, with questions, and they have to fill in these Excel sheets with 200 questions. Everybody hates it because you have to dig through documents and find whatever you do. Now we have an agent that fills the Excel and marks, that's a critical question, that's a critical question. So hey, sales, work on that. Here you can talk, and the sales can talk with the customers about the challenges and don't have to fill Excels based on documents that they don't find somewhere on the old-fashioned file server. So
super.
That's the leading areas: sales, marketing, software development, customer support. I think that's in most companies, the low-hanging fruits where you can do a lot.
Super. And I think, over time people learn and they find solutions. And I think that is really the trick of AI companies, that they can come up with relevant solutions that they have implemented in marketing, in HR, in sales, across other companies, because each company is different. And I think, but you would also subscribe the notion that all of those let's say corporate functions can be, I would even say, drastically improved with AI. Not everything, and you need to go with scale, well step by step, but and not everything, because my experience, it's dramatic what you can do different if you have this AI first mentality.
Yeah, marketing, I think, is a no-go. When you look at the new Nano Banana model, you can create, my slides mostly are Nano Banana created. So marketing is a no-brainer, full steam. You can make videos, graphics, infographics really fast. HR, I think, is also clear. You have always an HR human in the loop, so somebody who checks it, so use it. Finance, we are working on. We're working on a AI CFO in our company. Sometimes there's a challenge that the AI CFO tells us something that sounds very beautiful, but when you dig in, it's just wrong. That's hard. If you in finance, you cannot accept wrong figures. So quality of results is a bit hard. So he makes beautiful visualizations of our quarterly results, but when you dig in, it's just not logical what to do.
Super. So I'm sorry, I talked way too much. I just wanted to give the last question. I know we're over time, so everybody have a great lunch. enjoy the rest of the year. The ones who have to go, thank you for having been here. But we have this one question that was in the loop for some time, and it's about, first I'm going to read it, organization. Here's two questions. Who of your customer had a great success with the AI solutions your company creates? How have you seen that your successful clients have integrated AI projects? Have they also embedded it in the business or centrally steered? Question one.
So the biggest one I cannot talk. We have an NDA about it. It was about it's a sales process, helping them to offer fast to the right customers. So you have a lot of requests from customers, and you very fast can say, okay, I go here and invest all my sales power into that to win that more. That was really integrated, or that's integrated. When I read the question, yes, that's integrated in the business, in sales. We also always think business leaders have to steer AI projects, not IT. So head of sales has to bring in sales, head of marketing, head of whatever. So business people have to push it. You cannot from the sideline push in AI. That doesn't work. Then they prove that it's wrong. Did I answer the question?
Yeah. In the business, well, yeah, of course they have to. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's logic what the question was. I think if they embed it in the business, they must embed it. Otherwise,
it has to be embedded. I think when sometimes you hear, oh, we have now AI, but we're not allowed to use it with customer data or company data. I think, okay, have fun, but that's useless. You can write the birthday card with no name in it, but that doesn't make sense. Perhaps one project I can talk about is the Bernina case. Bernina has the challenge. They have thousands of dealers worldwide that
and maybe you tell what Bernina is.
Bernina is a sewing machines, high quality, expensive sewing machines. So a dealer in Chicago has a broken high-tech sewing machine with a big display on his desk, and the customer says it doesn't work, and the dealer has no clue why it doesn't work. So we built them a Bernina mate, like somebody who helps the technician. The technician is probably not very well educated, so we give them a YouTube. I can see here from second 30, you can see how to open the back cover. That's turn this screw, do that. And we can do it in all languages. So if the guy is better in Spanish than in English, he just asks in Spanish and he gets a Spanish answer. So we also can cross a bit this language barriers.
Super. So, and the last question, which I think we can also finish off with this one. So thank you, Balz. And I mean, the question is, how do you decide when it's the right time to start using AI? And the answer to me is really clear. But Balz, please, I think.
Good example. If we had one use case, it was about CAD, so drawings of products, and then use it in the LLM. Was a small and medium business, and we tested it and said, okay, at the moment the quality of the models is not good enough and it's very expensive. Models are becoming cheaper and cheaper, so we had to wait for a year. So the cost for the request was cheaper and the quality of the model was better. So I think you need experience and you need like a proof of concept to say, what's the cost of the solution? Is the quality good enough at the moment? And if yes, go. If no, just wait and do the test again in half a year or in a year. And the trend is really brutal. So the AI is getting cheaper and the quality is going up. I never have seen a technology where this happened so fast.
Oh, interesting. I would have given a different answer, but you're really the expert here. I just think, you know, we always talk about these 95% of the projects that don't give a yield right now, but they give you experience and you learn. And the question is, I think I would start messing around and trying it now because, you know, AI will be developing also much in the future. And but I love your example to really also wait in certain cases until, you know, it's
We did the same. We messed around and tried it out. Just call it a proof of concept, and you call it messing around.
Messing around. So anyway, sorry I talked so much. It's a topic that's very dear to me as well, and I loved your speech and your insights, Balz. And so thank you very much for your time. Thank you for everybody. This is the record. We never had an as long impulse session the last 4 years. So you see, it's a hot topic. And I wish everybody a very wonderful Christmas. Again, you will get the speech and you can watch the YouTube video, and hope to see you this year or next year. Thank you very much.
Thanks too. Have a wonderful Christmas time. Bye-bye.